she has to juggle between going to work daily and taking care of her daughter.
She's not in school. I took her to a private school, which is a special needs school. They said they would take $500 a month, which I cannot afford. I went to another school. That one too, she says she would take $700 a month. For the $700 I can afford, but the transportation and the feeding, if I add to it, it's getting to about 1,000 plus. So I decided that I can't make it.
Access to education, lack of safe facilities where children can be accepted for staying while parents go to work are some challenges affecting parents of wards with special needs. The Special Mothers Project, a network of parents whose wards have cerebral palsy, have outlined some solutions.
If your child is not walking and talking, there is no place for a child like that in this country. We are saying to mothers that even though we want government to come in, let's do something to help ourselves. Maybe we could group ourselves and then one person could decide that I'm taking your children, give me something affordable so that the rest can go to work, and then it will become an income generating thing for the mothers. Someone suggested the call center at ECG that you can stay home and do. I think that government should consider giving mothers of children with cerebral palsy that priority.
As Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark Disability Day, there is the need to make a concerted effort to ensure that children with special needs, especially those with cerebral palsy, are not denied their right to education. Portia Gabo, TV3 News, Accra.
And now to the presidency, where President Akufo-Addo has instructed the Ministry of Information to publish the 398-page report of the Justice Bobe Commission that inquired into the creation of the new regions. At a news briefing here in Accra, Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah said this in the accordance with the President's firm views on transparency.
In the coming week, therefore, the Ministry of Information, in accordance with the President's instructions, will publish the report in full on the government's online portal, www.ghana.gov.gh, as well as on our social media handles. Copies of the report will also be made available to Parliament and subsequently disseminated across key stakeholder groups nationwide.
The Information Minister also stated the President will, from Tuesday, December 4, commence a 3-day tour of the Greater Accra region in accordance with his commitment to pay working visits to all regions every year. The President, he said, will commission and inspect 10 projects in the Greater Accra region.
The President will be using the opportunity to apprise himself of the status of work, as well as urging agencies and contractors to ensure diligence and value for money. These and the many other projects that the President has inspected or commissioned in his other 9 tours this year have been funded even in the midst of the limited fiscal space and huge arrears inherited by his administration.
Kojo Nkrumah also told the media the Ministry of Inner Cities and Zongo Development is helping boost the capacities of residents of inner cities and zongos. The ministry, he said, is aiming to train 1,000 youth in computer coding and application development. The training will commence with 200 beneficiaries and scale up in subsequent months.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching news here on Newday, and we are live on DSTV channel 279. And poor road infrastructure linking communities in the Sisala East municipality of the Upper West region is impacting negatively on access to education and health. Our Upper West regional correspondent Yakubu Abdul Ghaffar reports residents find it difficult to transport patients from nearby communities to the capital Tumu due to the deplorable nature of the road.
The Sisala East municipality is one of the newly created municipalities. The new municipality is one of the leading producers of maize and cotton in Ghana. But access to healthcare and education here is a problem due to poor road network in the area. Communities with the most deplorable road network in the Sisala East municipality include Tumu Bakwala, Piang, Nanchala, Tassar, Kulfo, Chalu, Nabugubele and Bujan. An estimated number of 30 bridges have collapsed since 2013, for which 10 have been constructed. But even these 10 bridges are yet to be gravelled for use. A major bridge between Bakwala and Piang has been abandoned for years, and all the roads are exposed to the weather. Another bridge also between Bujan and Tafiesi has been a major challenge to road users. Travelers are made to stop and swim across rivers, whilst the drivers manage to also cross to be reloaded. A sick woman was seen being carried by a motorbike rider, meandering their way out. Road users are complaining about the deplorable nature of the road network.
It seems everybody is showing unconcern. Other than that, so many communities are passing here. We don't even know when they will come and fill it.
There was a day they referred a patient to Tumu. They went and delivered. When they were coming, the lady went and delivered two twins. When they were coming, the twins, they fell inside the water. So, but then I was also coming from now, well, I have to help them to remove the babies from the water.
Even if somebody is sick and you send it to Nawubele and they transfer you to send the sickler to Tumu and it will rain, we find this road very difficult.
It has also become dangerous to road users who cross the river owing to sharp rocks at the riverbed. Sauda is one of the people injured by the rocks.
You are visiting other places. How many years? It's been about 4 years now. So we don't even know what to say. The latest, we are only looking on them.
School children of Tassar Basic School said they do not go to school each time it rains.
When it rains and we are in the school, we stay. When the water goes, now we will go home. When we are in the home and the water is passing, we have to stay in the house.
The Sisala East Municipal Chief Executive, Abdul Karim Nanyoa, confirms the situation, but insists the concerns will be addressed.
That is not to say that actually I'm happy about the situation of the road, but I will still have to plead with them that once you cannot take a day to build a house, we are ready to fix the road. It's a responsibility, and then we live up to that.
He blames the state of the bridge on the usage of heavy-duty vehicles.
And now to the foreign front, where the U.S. military said it killed 9 militants in an airstrike targeting Al-Shabaab in Lebedi, Somalia, as part of its operations to support the government efforts to weaken the militant group. And the military's Africa Command, AFRICOM, said the strike was carried out on Friday. We currently assess this airstrike killed 9 militants with no civilians involved, AFRICOM said in a statement late on Saturday. The United States carries out periodic airstrikes in Somalia in support of a UN-backed government there, which has been fighting against an Al-Shabaab insurgency for years. And on that note, we end news here on Newday. My name is Josh Quinn. You can get more news updates on our website, s3news.com. Newday continues right after this break. Thanks for watching. Good morning.
Yep, and it's the first Monday of the month of December, the final month of the year, and God has been good to us. We're still on your screens, and so we're so grateful that today we're here again to bring you your favorite morning show. Of course, you know I don't do this alone. I'm here with Johnny Hughes and Noah Falong. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. It's been a wonderful weekend.
It has.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday the GMB ladies, they cooked all manner of things. Tubani. Yeah. I had Tubani for the first time in a long time.
That was from Buna Hafo.
No, right? Tubani is from the North region, Upper East.
But yes. Rather? Okay, yes.
I haven't had Tubani in such a long time. So
Buna Hafo did yam and then plantain.
They did asobaire and what Kwame Jokoto called Bordier sausage.
I like the definition. I mean, the meaning she gave.
Yeah, I can't share. Yeah.
But that sort of looks a bit like Tubani when you look at it
exactly.
from you. That's why I
mean, they had 3. In fact, the what do you call it? The cake, the plantain cake. Ofam.
Yes.
Also looks like Tubani.
Yes,
so it tells
just
you
a bigger version
exactly.
of it.
It tells you how connected we are
as
a people.
Our meals are. Yeah, they are.
But the only thing is that every region uses what they readily get. So while the folks in the north will use their millet and their stuff, the beans, these guys, because they have plantain, will use it. These ones will use yam. And so you use the.
And I like the story behind the Bono Ahafo one, where there are 2, you know.
Bono and Ahafo.
Yes, and then the Bono brings the yam, and I think Ahafo brings the plantain, and so they had to make sure both of them featured in the meal.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have lunch. You bring the money. I go buy the food. will be sorted. What do you think?
No, I'm not Bono. I'm Ashanti. In that situation, it is the man that brings the money for us to all chop. So, brother,
you're my Bono. I'm the half.
No,
you bring
we
the
don't
money.
like.
How about we all bring what is easily available to us?
Okay.
Coming from Ashanti region, I'll make fufu for you. Bring the soup.
No, I have a plate and spoon.
So I'll repeat the tubani. Maybe
then you might as well eat what you have on your plate if it's stones that you have eaten. Anyway,
but guys, you want to do tubani for you? You're not prepared tubani for us?
I'll prepare tubani for you. That's easy.
That's lovely.
It is.
Tubani, between tubani and wache, which I would choose wache.
Okay.
But tubani is easier to make.
There's also tuozafi, so choose wisely.
Okay. I think I want
tuozafi has a lot of meat. So I think
so
you've got the slime. It makes it easy.
You know, this is the thing. A lot of people think ayoyo, which is a slimy soup, is the only thing that goes with tuozafi.
Okay.
But if you go to a typical northern place, they're like there's mi and kuka, there's dry okra. We have another one we do grano soup and green leaves, which is one of my favorites. There's also kuka.
Kuka.
Several. I think it's easier. I mean, it's something that has become a norm where everyone is making too.
And I think it's a commercial soup also. That's what the
so the me I cook them. Is that what it is?
No, miya means soup.
Okay.
In Hausa.
Okay.
So mi and kuka. Kuka soup.
I would say kuka soup.
Yeah, the soup is kuka.
Okay.
And so when you say me and kuka,
I thought it was me I cook them.
Johnny. But anyway, let's get viewers in on what we'll be doing today. Of course, today is International Disability Day. Of
course, yeah.
And Ghana, whether we are celebrating disability, I have
we're
no clue.
We're not ready.
You go to places, I mean, public places, and we still don't have, say, ramps to allow people who have wheelchairs to go through. We've got, I mean, so many challenges, even the washrooms, how they have access to these places. We don't think about them. And so I don't think there's a lot to celebrate.
There's a law student who's visually impaired who's written about, you know, how they're treated in this country. And I'm sure that we're getting to the point where we will have them take people on and test the law.
That is when there will be change. When they take
Look, Dr. Seydou Dana was a fantastic minister, but he was visually impaired. It only goes to prove that if we give them the opportunity, they will deliver. You know, and we have not treated them fairly. Look, even Parliament, where the law was passed 12 years ago, doesn't have a lot of accessibility. Job 600. For example,
still not.
I mean, aside the lists that go up and down, when you're done, you need to literally, you know, it's not fair.
It's difficult for a lot of people with disabilities to move around in this country, and just like with every cause, until the victims rise up and make a strong case for change, there won't be change. And I think we're getting to that point because a lot of people with disabilities are realizing that they do have rights which they can enforce. And it's enforcing those rights that some people like you and I do not even understand, you know. So when they push for their cause, it's when we understand that these are the things that need to be done. But and then the steps will be taken.
The truth be told is that they've been pushing their cause for a long time. It's just they're a fewer group, and so their voice doesn't seem to reach out.
Nobody cares
exactly, and we don't have people in authority who actually are in their position to feel what they feel and then drive home, you know, their points. And that's where we all have to realize that everyone has a form of disability, and it's just a thin line between being able and being disabled. And so if you don't challenge, you know, chatter that cause actively, when you get there, there's no one to speak for you. And so we have to all become a voice for them, even as they are. I think it's just because of their numbers, and because as Ghana, even the people who, excuse me to say, who are able, who are majority, most of them are not even being heard. How much more the minority who are, you know, disabled? It's unfortunate.
The changing point will come also if we have more people with disabilities in power positions.
Exactly.
Who will be able to add strong voices.
The last time we had a conversation with them, they were even talking about the fact that persons who were heading the federation in most instances were persons who didn't have disability. So how does he feel your pain to tell your story? You know, that's
they
for
can't
me.
tell your story as well as you would tell it.
I mean, they can only go and talk about, oh, you have difficulty assessing this. And
yes, but they don't know
they're not the ones going through
the real thing that you feel. They can't put it out there. And I think that we need to start looking at it, you know. Anyway, Mr. Spiogabra said is visually impaired. Some figures can make you blind.
Which means, so I am slightly short-sighted. That means I'm also visually...
No, I would rather say I'm near-sighted and far-sighted.
Okay,
short-sighted is also...
But allow her. That's, I mean, it's allowed even from a medical term for a lay person.
Yes, okay. Yeah, you know, I'll say I'm near-sighted, you know. Is it okay?
You don't like the word
Is it a disability if you tell somebody the person is short?
Short in height?
Yeah.
No.
It's not a disability. Okay, all right.
But height is not a disability.
But everything... Everyone has a disability.
If you consider it a strong challenge.
The people who, would, I mean,
so
to them, if you're
tall, you have a disability.
Probably, because if we decide to all go into a pit or a cave, you would have, you know, that disability will show up there.
In every school, they see that person who's so tall, somebody who's so short, somebody who's so fat, somebody who's so skinny, or somebody who's living with albinism, or somebody who's...
That's the life, you've got... So you've got people at the extremes. Coco is middle. She's average when it comes to everything. But anyway, of course, you know, GMB is also gradually going to the finals. This week we'll be celebrating the finals of GMB, and your work there will be over. And Bright will get to the chance to attempt to become chaperone in the next GMB, isn't it? Oh, really? He'll be sad if he hears this.
Bright has wanted to be chaperone over the last 3 seasons. He's never present.
Why has he been denied?
Unfortunately, every time he wants,
if he's qualified, he should
when
be
he
allowed.
sends in the memo that he's telling them he's ready, they send him on missions. You see, that's the problem. And so when you send him in interlands and he's so passionate about, he goes. But this year he said that missions will be intertwined with GMB so that he can still do the two. Because he's very passionate about the GMB
organizers look at your CV and decide that you're a danger to national security.
How would they allow you to be in the room with the ladies? Anyway, guys.
So 9th of December, we're meeting at the National Theatre. The ladies are going to be there. 4 of them are from the Ashanti region, Ohima from the Bonafa region, and also Abena from the Eastern region, and Wekia from the Upper East region. They'll be gunning. I've seen the car. Amazing.
Beautiful. I've seen it too. I wish I could be driving that.
I was so beautiful car.
You should afford it. Buy it.
Yes,
soon.
You should, but you should buy it first because you are the man. When you do that, we'll emulate.
You know what I can do
Give
for
us
you
the
ladies?
motivation.
You know what I can do for you ladies? I'll buy you a toy version to inspire you.
At this age.
I thought you were going to put down half payment for each of us.
Okay, see, we can
Johnny, you're worse than Bright, officially. You are declared the worst.
No, we can go have a test drive. We can go have a test drive. Anyway, let's check out the front pages of the papers. And Ghanaian Times starts us off. It says, GIJ closed down as students demonstrate. It's on page 16. And construction of on-dock facility at Takoradi Port starts in January. And Dagbon youth march in support of roadmap. Plus, President orders Justice Brobe Commission report to be published. The Finder newspaper says 4 million Ghana cedis fund launched to support fiscally challenged women and entrepreneurs. Kweku Baku readies for RTI fight. A new lab test result on alleged contaminated blood negative. Report on the creation of new regions out this week upon Nkrumah protest rocks GIJ over no fees, no exam policy. The BNFT is our final one in the interim, and it says SNIT controller to meet over pension cash arrears, and women's role vital in Ghana beyond aid agenda. First Lady says so as she backs 4 million Ghana cedis fund for disabled entrepreneurs. And VRA best ESG power producer for West Africa 2018. Forgive the frogs in my throat. Yeah, I need rest. I know.
Yeah, you use your voice a lot, so it's allowed. But you know, the GIJ issue, I think it's a very sensitive one, where the policy, I understand, is a new one where no fees, no exam. However, where I think the rector or the management of GIJ will be coming from is the point that they need money to run the school. And so I'm sure where we know most people will not be able to pay their fees in full before writing the exam. It seems the surest way to ensure that everyone is paying exam before the end of a semester. Because if you don't do that, then obviously you're not going to be able to probably make all your money before semester ends. However, I think it all comes back to communication and dialoguing with the student population. What's the sense in training people and making sure they go through a semester successfully, but just because of some fees, some of them saying they've even paid, it's just left 100 CDs, and then you saying they can't write the exam. So I think it's not a hard and fast rule that everyone, hook, line, and sinker, everyone must go through. But as it's a new policy, they should make room for, you know, these contingency measures and make sure they
and especially since it's new, I think what they could have done, if you know you're not going to allow them to write their exams once they have not finished paying in full, you should have informed them earlier in the semester. Let them know that if you do not pay all your fees, you're not going to write the exam. So when you actually enforce it, it doesn't come as a surprise to anyone. It's all about communication, and you should have respected them enough to tell them from the very beginning. Look, so they're part of the process.
The GIJ that I attended has changed.
Of course.
And while we're students at GIJ, we'd always have these percentages come up, 80, 60%, whichever it is. But then if you have a difficulty, and you let the authorities know, they're able to, because at the end of the day, your results are withheld.
Exactly.
Your transcript is withheld. Your certificates are withheld until you fulfill the financial requirement. The argument that the school may need money to expand or whatever it is neither here nor there. In fact, the government is considering merging 3 institutions. In any case, this old policy that I went through is the policy that necessitated the building of those magnificent edifices. When we went to GIJ first, and Stephen and anybody else who's gone there will tell you we're studying under trees. Then we had small buildings which we're studying. Then we had that magical transformation come up, and all those tall buildings come up. And it was that same policy that we're using. So what has changed? How much IGF does GIJ need? And is GIJ still taking government subventions? Okay, so I don't get it, where you actually have halted everything else. But and you realize that there were people who had paid their fees, who went to join those who hadn't paid their fees. A clear indication that, look,
there's a fault.
There's a fault somewhere. Previously, you won't find that in GIJ. Once you go up to the notice board, you check your index number is there, you walk into the exam room, whoever is behind you, you don't care. But now people are beginning to care. It should tell the authorities something.
But where it also escalated to that I wasn't amused about is the fact that a particular batch of students who were prevented from writing the exam also went to halt, the second batch from allowing them to write. I think that was unfair.
That was unfair.
Exactly. I agree. Just because you have gone through something doesn't mean you didn't like it, so you shouldn't allow it to have a rippling effect. But again, GIJ should just come to terms with what is happening and make sure they meet the students at par. Because what's the point, again, in training all these people and then losing out on them just because of maybe 100 CD? And some of the fault is from GIJ, so they should rectify this and make sure it doesn't happen.
Yesterday, some of the students were telling me that GIJ has become a fee-paying school. Nearly everybody there is a fee-paying student.
Almost all the schools are.
Now, and I find that very sad because, look, education is a right.
It is.
It is no longer a privilege. It is a right. And so when we start commoditizing it and making it seem as if it's a privilege, I feel sad. And yesterday I put on Facebook, I'm not happy about what's going on.
But
I'm a proud GIJ.
Most of the schools are becoming fee-paying gradually.
I am not
even
happy
medicine,
about it.
law. I mean, like gradually, that's where Ghana education is moving forward. So you'll start talking about it and make sure that the government does something about it. Very
so if you're poor, you can't go to school.
Unfortunately, that's why you go to free SHS and then come and wait at home because your parents can't afford university. But anyway, it's time for us to rant. It's International Disability Day, and we're asking, what do you do to care for people with disability? Are you concerned as a citizen, or you're just looking on just as government is also doing? Let's step out and rant and take your thoughts.
Nobody here knocking at my door. This is what it feels like.
A very good morning and welcome to Daily Rant here on Newday. My name is George Quinn, and today Ghana joins the rest of the world to mark International Day of Persons with Disabilities. And it will surprise you to know that on Friday, a physically challenged was prevented entry into Parliament just because he could not acknowledge the Speaker by standing. And the stigmatization and discrimination continue to be the order of the day. How well can we protect persons living with disabilities? This is Daily Rant. Let's keep talking.
Fair to them, and as you consider say Ebema in Kabum, Emma Bibipoa, a one panimo, or no bit me, I had a man. Na ama ye nyina ya yakoso
dedi kan yen fa ye nan hye wo mpa bomu se yen ne wo mu a nkase na yen so ye behu ye ho nti ye ne wo mu ba ye pede na se ye hu ye behu wo se ye ne wo mu nyina ye pepepe emfa so wo mato sin wo bibi mu se ye wo so wo mu part wo so betimi aye den apredi aboa Ghana nti wo se ne me ka kire Ghana ma nyina ne se yen fa ye nan hye wo mpa bo ne hu se ye me ba se ye me nua se ye me kunu na wakosa ate bia ni mu a nkase na me den mesi me den afa so ana
empembebre no ye about time no so bi ho na so owo ne ba na se oye yarefo a na so ye bibisa na wapo akwala no ama akwala watu na jeje mu ama akwala no nenam bebi ensese obekọ na brabo nyina ayete se dia onu obi a wasase so enso se na nsemi hu se mama omo yare no obi mu ha no mu bo football obi mu bo ampe bi mu boss football ni ade nti sa nipa no se ye nyina ye kan mu fu an ye nyina etumi eboa omo abrabo mu na omo so be kan ye ho te se ne omo so ye so yete no.
First of all, we have to see God in them. Because in the Bible, it is written that God created us in His own image. Yeah. Into no far way, like omato sin is animal. Or see who say you nyankopon esu ewo mumu. Ni hu Christo su ewo mumu. Na saa afano ena bema etime nya odo sonko dia mom. Because when hu Christo ni su ewo mumu a obehu ni se nipa biara keke. Into no treatment biara so no the bed or the man, but so who Christo soon I think say you love the person as you love Christ. Okay.
I am pempi no ye hu mo ye bu omo ye se be disabled no ye hu mo say like no maybe ana boni bi omo aye sometimes people you to me classify omo as riches and wizards. I will say we as Ghanaians no ye hu mo say omo ye there. Into that sense, say be who almost so moya before and nipa be almost 7 fatati be no. I'll see you in a free or near who almost say, or we nipa de won't to me, no, or bet to me inquire, Emma asene, sending his bedroom. Maybe who will be disabled. Just a would differ from obeying DNA doesn't mean say or being disabled. Everybody will be a sense, will be a teacher. It differs. It means individually will be disabled. But oh yes, will be disabled in an sense because woman the team will be the nurse son will be a son. They are all disabled. Just say, I classify those kind of things as normal. And see, if we can see those things as normal things, then why can't we see those also people as a normal human being? It doesn't say you want to more disabled a case in but we should come to think of it. See, your voice is your one, your height is your one, your one. Then you can think they are abnormal and we have to mistreat them the way we are doing now. But see, you say. Every human being, the nipa 10, and our member crying, they won't have the same qualities there. Then we should think that they are also quality or good human being. I say they respect them all. And again, so me who say Ghana education is not being fair to them too. Well, I say you consider at one part. Like your show physical appearance, even going for job interviews and those kind of stuff in your check it. Or show personal physical appearance. Only because I want to say like we then they can give you that job. I don't think it is the best. This is Friday say no ne ba ko parliament. One say in parliament and say speaker na ba I so be I'm sorry. Or council so sorry amamre wo ho. And no because on minute yamane rim and very bad. And it's an saying.
You consider Ghana as a nation, and you say Christianity near religion body is so powerful. Near share Bible most so Mephibosheth was considered by God into my ultimate by David upon despite his disability. Now let's take it here, say also or your disability, the honors or you're disabled. But oh your campaign I want to make a change on to Obama. I be they vote. Yes. Yeah. Almost to aba. And why is it say almost to aba? Emma Obenya office everything area. Then you reject them. And I say, oh boom, people will be walking in the street begging for pesos just to buy water and other stuff. It is never good. And say you be South Sudan to actually no me bia san nipa no obeko ne koto dwa so no obom paye. Ne nyina ye bone ana say nyankopon bufu ebeba oman no so. Nti de bia ye ka say ye pomani ye na say ye mfa akoma pa enye endo yen ho a enya de betimi aba because oh enigiem and na what it unua ono so awerehom nti obompa yeso gunyame so sisi ahwana yankopon betie no eye homo so say ya de say omo be ma omo face na say omo be consider omo say ye nyina ye nipadua ba akwa fine it is what about parliament onim say me na ye me ya so I can't be on my feet. That doesn't mean that I don't respect you or I don't give you the due honor. Do you get it? And to say, oh, parliament, now speaker a bar. Fine. I was all consider. And to find sending inside transfer, say disability. But send the bit me down, say we could have allowed. Okay, fine. Why then the leg? Send inside China so to me or to me now. And then try the same form. Just that baby ako happen no and ama side na ko ba se ontimi gina ho but in his heart or mind no or respect you nti na wa ma osa position no so ye nyina ye nipa ba ko
ade ba kwa mpese obi adwen ba so ne say wo hwe Ghana particularly me say mako parliament one time na me drew honom no menhu any special place or more yama disabled people or more seven or more touchman menhu bi wo honom one thing I mean who you say
and it's not only parliament other buildings or her it's not disability friendly yeah
enti me who say aka omo create sa environment na mo say obi a omo yare betina ha no ma aka wan sori na ka enye problem by nam say omo create bi nti wan sori no omo dwen say omo assume say e was say like on say chess
yeah man every crowd because then he can't stand to acknowledge speaker no
meaning oni omo ye no like onye like onye nipa something like that
as we dey meet crowd me how bo me how possible say on mine na on mine bia mo no yewo disabilities ewo mu na obetumi aka say obi e disabled nti ye ntumi manu nwura parliament asama like what's a film I don't know the kind of leaders we are having now but me who say we encouraging because obi n9 menim se na order n9 bebu on mine de na menim nyansa efi 9 mu na ye de kasa na mente se obi so de n9 kasa na mente se obi so de n9 fa adwen nti say ye mfa n9 enye sa anyama na why then are you going to judge the person because of only 90? And we say Ghana we have a lot to do and we have like me who yes you training your mindset we need mind training ankaza and we here because say obi ko baby or ko bank or ko pay juma or ko parliament so order na adwen e ko support or mine e kan ko na sa wenzi ontumi nrema I think it's a problem and what is the future of Ghanaians and they say we need I think we have to change.
It's moving forward. Maybe say, Daniel Baye, Yensu no. Say baby na for street disabled people. Yamu kwa can be. Inti ye kasa buying so no so be boa no. Say na yesu ye be boa. Amo musume hu say. Omo ti say.
Sisi anu sa ban aja to mu say obeboa sa nkrofo ne dia. Ene yen ya ne omu ti fie no. Yesi yen ya famu de. Say ye betwe omo aban ho abribia. Say yesi dan papa yen kai omu say omu nso ye nipa ombetimi ahan dan. Nti ye be prepare baby ama omu nso ombetimi ahan dan. Amove akwaba problem bia yen ma. Ena adwuma mu so no yen gintum say ye beje omu adwuma mu so omu adwuma mo ma ya. Adwuma omu betimi ahan yen fa ma omu no so omu nye. Na ye no omu nyina nya pepepepe na omu so ntumi ntina brabo no mu say omu ni nipa nyina ayepe.
Okay. Yeah, disabled people are more on my mo. So omutumu e ka mo ho boma ye wogidi ka say betumi support because ye kasa omo bete say ye kasa omo fa change mra omo di change beba say say around here omo amane nra parliament no me ye sure pass so janen or jana kokoso no ka say I'm not agreeing on that nke mu bi ye bete and we will call for change because enye fair nti ebe hu say so me hu say because always I'm looking down to themselves and the minimum reaction I'm catch no to me here or accept it or the call but
then can they the confusion about
I was say sometimes I was the confusion but to create a scene because e be say me say
drama
sometimes I say drama kakra oh why here drama say why can't me how will I know nti say bibia na dey ashan hu kuda you will die one obewu nti sometimes just create a scene yeah then you support disabled someone on doors you to me you want to.
Well, it's been a fruitful discussion and the public is asking government to support the disabled in society with all that they can, and also the public have also been cautioned not to stigmatize or discriminate against persons with disability. I know you'd want to also give us your comments, your views with regards to this. Just log on to our social media platforms. On Facebook is TV3 Ghana and on Twitter is a news TV3. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your morning.
This is what it feels like.
Welcome back. Now, Vodafone is asking you to make the smartest choice for your business. Go for smart business from Vodafone and experience real flexibility, convenience, and productivity. Smart business from Vodafone allows you to create your own customized data and voice plan to suit the unique requirements of your business. So whether it's the airtime you need for your workers to make critical calls or data packages for email and digital marketing, they've got you covered. You also get to roll over your unused data to save you some cash for your business to thrive. Move your business into the future with Vodafone Smart Business. Call them today on 0302 334 040. That's 0302 334 040 or 0800 10,000, or visit www.vodafone.com.gh/business/smart-business to build your own plan now. Vodafone says the future is exciting. The question is, are you ready? Let's check out what's the front page of the Daily Graphic. Delivery at prayer comes, causing death of women, babies. Mary wins Best Emerging Company Award. And Mankrado Elders, not Langards, Gomafete Chief. NDC flag bearer aspirants petition Rawlings, complain about high filing fees, and publish Brobe report, President directs Ministry of Finance. That's about the latest edition. And let me check the Daily Guide as well. It's here. And says the Kamfanochi Teaching Hospital probes HIV blood. And Nana orders release of new regions report. Just 2 years in opposition, NDC is broke, Asidun Ketia hints. And $12 million drone deal signed. Takrady Port new terminal project begins in 2019. My guest, Stephen Amoa, is the boss at Maslock. Stephen, good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning. It's a pleasure having me.
Most grateful. And the Honorable Suhini. Chief, good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Good morning, bro.
How's the weekend?
By His grace, alhamdulillah.
Everything cool for you?
We can't complain.
Great. Stephen, you're fine too?
By the grace of God.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's start off from your party, Suhini. Are you broke? Is the NDC broke? Which is why you are taking 420,000 from presidential aspirants?
Let me say good morning to my colleague Stephen, and then good morning to our viewers. It's an interesting question you have asked, and I think that many people out there have the answer to it. And it is so because we are all living the reality. The country is broke. I mean, living conditions are not the same. Things have become very, very hard for the taxi driver, for the market woman, for the spare parts dealer, for the businessman, for those engaged in even just buying and selling. Talk less of those engaged in manufacturing. Times are hard, and commodity prices are not showing any decline. In most cases, it is rather, showing upwards adjustments compared to what it used to be in the past. So generally, if you ask if the NDC is broke, the NDC is not living on an island. The NDC is made up of Ghanaians who are living in a country that is broke, and obviously will be affected by the impact of the harsh economic reality that we are all operating in. And yes, when the General Secretary of the party talks about, some of the reasons why the party decided to fix the price of filing to contest as flag bearer of the NDC at 400,000 Ghana cedis, you can't begrudge him. Because
why can't you? If the economy is hard, you're not able to raise money. How do you expect the presidential candidates to raise that whopping amount?
You're talking about the cost of running an election. And we're talking about how prices of services and goods are all skyrocketing. So the printers who are going to print the ballot papers will not do it on socialist basis. They will do it on the realistic market prices, which are harsh. The transporters, that is the vehicles, that will convey delegates from one place to another, will charge the realistic harsh market prices.
Okay.
The halls that we will use to accommodate delegates that will cast their ballots will charge realistic prices.
Right.
The Electoral Commission is not a Father Christmas, and we will need them in about 275 constituencies across the country. They will charge an arm and a leg.
Okay.
Nobody in the party is resourceful enough to say, hey, I'm going to take care of that. So, as a socialist party, what I say, what I believe is what has happened is that over the years, and this goes to all the political parties, we have all been irresponsible in the way that we raise funds. Because in the NDC, for example, we are supposed to pay a monthly contribution of 1 Ghana cedis. The truth is that not many people are making those payments,
So
even though they are registered party members.
So why are people still in office as executive if they can't superintend over a simple task of pay your monthly contribution? There are branch executive, there are ward executive, there are regional executive, national executive. They can't superintend over this. That's a failure.
That is why I'm saying that it's a collective irresponsibility of all party members. Because you don't even have to be prompted by the executive if you say you are a comrade to pay your monthly, contribution of 1 Ghana cedis. So I'm saying it's a collective irresponsibility of all party members. Now somebody who wants to lead the party must demonstrate his ability to carry all of us along to make changes in the future.
They are complaining that the figures are high. Mr. Kospio Gabra, for example, says he's visually impaired.
You see,
he will pay the half.
It's a serious question of funding political parties in this country.
Right.
And, the ability of these political parties to meet the cost of keeping their parties alive and still stay insulated from the temptations of corruption. We need to understand that the funding of political parties to some extent has something to do with corruption.
I agree
in
with
this
you.
country.
In this case, the 420,000 will it fester corruption?
No. You see, I'll explain to you what should have been happening is what I talked about.
Right.
We should have all been paying our 1 Ghana cedis.
To give us some financial...
To give the party some financial base to operate from.
Right.
Now, over the period, because all the parties are guilty of their inability to get this, happening, we have had these situations where people, individuals, have to fund the party. I recall that in 2000 and I think 13, 14 thereabout, when the NPP could not raise funds to organize their special national delegates conference, the president now, who was then aspiring to be flag bearer, donated 600,000 cedis to the party as an individual. He donated 600,000. So at that point, maybe he was demonstrating his ability to carry the party's collective irresponsibility. His ability to carry the party's collective irresponsibility by donating 600,000. Yes, people may have asked the question, where was he getting the money from? What was his intention? And if he becomes president, will he recoup all of that? But he did. He donated 600,000 Ghana cedis to the party at the time. So I'm saying that over the years, the NDC, we have not also been able to master the art of collecting dues from our people. Now we have this impending Congress to elect leaders.
And our best bet is to commoditize the election of flag bearership. How does collecting 420,000 translate into competence?
Johnny, nobody is saying that the flag bearers or the aspirants should go into their rooms and bring the money. As a leader, you must demonstrate your ability to raise funds. I know that in our last delegate congress, about 4 or 5 people were tasked with the responsibility of raising funds for the congress to happen at Trade Fair. Now, these people are not running for office, but they manage to raise the funds required for that Congress.
From the economy that's suffering?
Of course. I mean,
how did they do it? I'm curious to know.
You ate this morning.
I have not eaten yet.
Yeah, well, but you will eat.
Right.
It doesn't mean the economy is good for you, does it? You are surviving. You at least you are squeezing water from stone, but it doesn't mean the economy. But we are alive.
Your opinion cannot be my reality. So.
No, but the reality is that Johnny, you are not living the life you would have loved to live.
Says who?
Well, we all have aspirations. That is why you wake up and come to work every morning.
It's my passion.
Well, but yes, it also pays the bills. It also pays the bills. So I'm saying that let's not. The fact is that the economy is hard.
Okay.
We don't have to pretend about it. But the fact that the economy is hard,
the aspirants are complaining.
The fact that the economy is hard does not mean life will not go on.
They have petitioned the founder of the party. Do you know if the executive will back down on this figure, 420,000?
It's all right. I mean, it's their democratic right to do. What I have seen, and I will encourage, is the demonstration by some of the candidates to be very innovative in raising the fund that the party requires. Because you see, at the end of it all, somebody has to pay for the cost of doing the primaries.
Okay.
Somebody, you see, it can be organized for free.
Okay.
The party won't get it for free. Somebody has to pay. So if this will lead to a discussion where we will all see as party people, those of us who don't want to lead, what we can do, and those who want to lead, what they can do to keep the party afloat, we need to have that discussion. Right. So it's good they have petitioned the former president and other members of the Council of Elders. Let's see what happens. But I like the innovation. Former President Mahama, you know,
he put up a mobile money number.
He didn't. Okay. That is the beauty of democracy. He didn't.
Okay.
Just people who believe in him started the movement. And
Joshua Labi has a similar thing going.
Yes, and as we speak, I think the Daily Post newspaper is reporting that within 24 hours, 420 people, in fact 500 people, 500 people have pledged and have started donating. And so President Mahama, as we speak, if all these reports are anything to go by, will not have an issue raising 500,000 Ghana cedis. Not because he himself is resourceful, but it's because people are willing to put money on his ideas.
Okay,
they want to support him. That is what we want.
Grateful, Stephen. This is what Suhini has to say. It says, well, the economy is bad, and somebody has to pay for the Congress, and so it's not out of place for them to demand. President Mahama is making inroads in raising the funds.
My greetings to our viewers this morning, and I sometimes, when I'm walking alone, I soliloquize. Okay. And if you don't take care and you meet me, you think I'm mad. I'm not mad, because when you have relatively young people within our age bracket that cannot think that there should be a paradigm shift, the way we handle state issues, the facts we put out there. We go to church, we go to the mosque, we read the Quran, we read the Bible. What Prophet Muhammad taught us, what Jesus Christ taught us. We think just in the name of politics, we have to deceive hundreds of thousands of people out there, the citizens, Ghanaians, so that they will vote for us. It saddens my heart, because I think we all have to change.
Where are you leading
I'm coming. You say hardship. Nobody will argue that there is no hardship. But let me tell you, the hardship that Ghanaians were in under NDC is mitigated. They, in any case,
by what margin? I'm coming. By what margin have you mitigated the hardship?
But I know now if you go to the bank to borrow money, under them was between 33-40, now between 22-26, that margin alone. Now I know that, I mean, somebody who wasn't having money to take the child from Accra to Ho, teacher training or nursing, the allowance is restored, teachers restored, they are there. I know that, thanks be to God, my brother said they were social democrats.
Okay.
My brother should be able to compare in terms of fighting poverty, pro-poor policies. Anything that they brought, can they be compared to MPP and our regime? Check all. first MPP and second MPP, it looks like we are rather ensuring that poverty or poor people can enjoy state resources. I'm coming. That's what he says. So let me give me some time. I'll address
No,
that.
you can't spend all the time.
I'm not spending, but he spoke on all these things, hardship and this. So give me the chance to prove that was wrong. I think I'm right. I mean, that's what he said. Because if there's hardship,
focus on the conversation.
Exactly.
But political party funding.
And then he said he is justifying that because there's hardship. Okay. And I need to let Ghanaians know they created a hardship when they stole Ghanaians' money. One terminal at the airport here, only 6 gates, cost this country about $250 million. Meanwhile, one new, that was expansion, a new airport in Ethiopia, new with 20 gates, controls, runways, all the amenities, cost them 29 million. Kumasi Airport, just runway, there was no expansion. I live and come from Kumasi. Cost us 29 million instead of our 5 million. Maslow, one bus was inflated by over $30,000. When you left this country in this dilapidated, deplorable state.
Is that why they are charging 420,000?
So I'm saying they created a hardship in 8 years.
Is that why they are charging 420,000?
Nanado is reducing the hardship, and it's a process. So it's good. Yes, the mess they always create. When NDC is, go and check. Every time they leave this country with economic growth of 3.7. Go and check 2000 now. So they are talking about hardship. It is very interesting. So all the money they stole within 2 years. No wonder.
You keep making sweeping statements and allegations.
Is it sweeping statement? Having they jail somebody and the NDC? Don't you know what is happening to Oyomi case? Supreme Court judge, court of competent jurisdiction, Supreme Court judge. What did he say on the NDC? We know these are not sweeping statements. But what I'm saying is that Ghanaians are wide awake. Boss, I want to check this thing. I'm even doubting the list they are putting out there that they are contributing to President Mahama's bid or whatever, aspiration. Because if you check 109, the list, we have Brigadier General I.B. Koti.
Right.
I wonder if army officers are contributing politically.
He's a retired officer.
I don't think so.
He's a retired officer.
What do you mean by retired?
I know
no,
Brigadier
what do you mean by retired, my brother? Army officer. So when he was in the army, what was he doing? Please, there are things we shouldn't heap scorn on. It's a very serious issue. I have a list of them, all the army officers, not all of them.
I know Brigadier General Koti.
He's not the one I'm chastising. I'm saying that I'm doubting the list. No, I can't chastise him. No, I'm being ethical. What sure he did that? If he did that, that's very serious concern. He's not the only person. I have the list of them. The fact of the matter is that President Mahama has become so unpopular among the top hierarchy within their party. That's all of them are coming together against him. And they know that most of the monies that were stolen were done under his leadership. And for that matter, if they raise this, remember NDC came out and said, we paid 500,000 during ours. What happened? It was 85,000. I thought my brother was going to apologize to Ghanaians. They have consistently proved to Ghanaians that they always use the machinery of lies, propaganda, deception in doing their politics.
Why do you doubt the list of persons who are contributing?
I'm making this statement. I'm sure you help me to ask him to apologize to Ghanaians. Did we pay 500,000? I think that's more important. Why were they lying? General Secretary of the NDC? Such a reputable man.
He didn't make the statement. Why do you want to?
About all the things we are talking about, we didn't make the statement, but we are here discussing. Okay. He represents NDC.
You are doubting. You are doubting the names on the list.
I'm saying that I'm doubting whether they genuinely, because army officers are in it. I can give you the rest of the list. The fact is that.
And I'm telling you that General Koti, for example, as head of support services of the army, has retired. So he has a private life, just like General Nunu Mensah.
So what is it telling us? No, what is it telling us?
That what?
That when he was the army officer, what is he doing? This is a very serious issue. Look, I've got the names here. I'll bring others. I'll bring they are here. Just I'm trying to be ethical. Okay. I'm not saying General is wrong or right. I'm saying that I'm doubting if he indeed contribute to that. So it means even
I'm asking, why are you doubtful? You have not
because
told me why.
Army officers cannot do that. It's actually endangering our democracy, our freedom, the stability of this country.
Really?
Socio-economically, it's not right. But what I'm saying is that the NDC guy said we paid 500,000.
Okay.
That was false. They keep on telling Ghanaians that they are liars. They always go indoors, propagate lies, and throw into the public domain. And they go about MPP, we are making things hard, we are doing this hard, we are doing that hard. When they created the hardship, everything, he was talking about food. My brother, I'm into farming. I have about 10-acre land of cassava.
Okay.
2 years ago, the women will come, they call it one ahoma in local language. and that was 220 Ghana. Now it's 120. I'm not even getting people to check yam that they sell between Rage Roundabout, where Rollins's house was, and then the other side, the traffic light. Go and check the price and last. I'm not saying things are so rosy, but consistently, gradually, under the leadership of His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, things are getting better.
So, do you think they have no? Do you think they have no justification taking 420,000?
Justification?
Yes.
They just want to make sure other contestants do not contest President Mahama because.
Oh, how?
Oh, how? Who and who are complaining? Who and who are complaining? Tell me, other competitors, because they know that President Mahama will be disgraced if all of them are allowed to go. He may win, all right, yes, but it's going to really cast a whole detrimental consequences or results on his reputation. You understand what I'm saying? Because he misled this country.
You seem to have some scorn for President Mahama.
Oh, no, I like him. I've been on TV station with him before.
Okay.
I was just a younger guy.
Right.
And he's somebody, I don't know whether he remember, even before he came vice. Okay. Sometimes we met at fuel station. He talked. He's a nice man. He respect people. I respect him. In fact, he's one of the guys I respect. Okay. But when it comes to managing state economy and the issues of this country, he's the worst we've ever had.
Wrap up. So he says we have failed. And I think I agree with him when he says we have all failed in our political funding agenda. We have all failed as individual political parties in trying to...
He said that we failed.
Yes. You don't agree that you
I had
failed?
these cousins. They were two. Anytime one is like, they say, Mommy, Kwame too was last. That's what they do. If you have failed, say you failed. Why bringing other people into this thing?
How does the NPP raise funds? Do you have your members paying their dues?
Yes, we are paying, but let me tell you something. All political parties in the world, whether in UK, US, anywhere, are supported by three main categories. Okay. One, by campaigning, playing interface role, just as I'm doing, my brother is doing. Two, just staying behind and designing strategies, lobbying. Three, by financial support. That is why Tony Blair in 2006, 7 there or 5 there was actually quizzed because they were talking about cash for honest. You can Google now. So to me, there's nothing wrong with private people financing or supporting political parties because that's the reality unless we want to lie. But if you're a social democrat, that's what he said. And you are paying your flag bearership fee at what, 500,000?
No, it's 400.
Sorry, 420,000 because you pay 21st. 420,000 Ghana cedis, unprecedented in our history. So what do you expect from even a capitalist? And I tend to say that, oh, this army officer, this one officer, this person. The fact of the matter is that the rank and file of the NDC party, those at the top, the senior management level, they have realized that Mahama is the worst thing that happened to us in terms of managing the resources of this country. And that they don't want him to come to be defeated again, this time by a margin of 2 million. Difference, because the defeat was unprecedented. Difference of about 1 million.
So this is to keep President Mahama out.
Oh yes,
the figures
they are trying to make sure that they play by us.
My
own uncle Siedun Kati and Co. They are trying to make sure that they create conducive environment and marginalize other people, even within NDCC, the way they are managing democracy, using money to ensure that other people. And Siedun Kati say that if you don't have money, you can't lead this country. That is a fallacy. I am surprised.
Thank you very much. So you want to take a 1 minute bite and then we change the topic quickly.
First of all, socialism talks about all for all. I mean, one for all, all for one. So it does not talk about money, quantums. No, it talks about all for one, one for all. So when the one can take care of the all, that is socialism. When the all can come together to take care of one, that is socialism. So you have a situation where we have a cost to meet as a party. A cost to meet as a party. So either one person comes to take the burden of all, or each and everyone contributes to take that burden. And that is why I have talked about some flag bearers demonstrating the social pact. They are supporters demonstrating the social pact that exists and saying, look, instead of he taking care of all, we will take care of that. And they are coming together. So don't misunderstand the concept of socialism. But Johnny, what is more disturbing?
Boss, just 1 minute.
No, sorry,
Oh, no.
sorry. What is more disturbing for me
Mm.
in the submission of my brother here is the paradox between how he started and what he ended up doing. Talk about religion, talk about honesty, talk about moving this country forward with oneness of mind. And the lies, the propaganda, the complete disrespect to people who have sacrificed so much for this country. I mean, look, you are in government.
How did he do that?
No, that is, he talks about Mahama is a nice person.
Okay.
He doesn't doubt that. Then he goes on to lie blatantly.
In terms of managing the state resources, check all the parameters. Let's compare.
He talks about you know, the decency that should govern our politics, and he goes downhill so shamelessly.
Okay.
And
it's all right. Let's move on.
No, Johnny. I'm not insulting you.
Let's
I'm
move
saying
on. Thank you.
You have done it. I'm saying
So you
do
can
it
join
without
us on
shame.
our WhatsApp line 02021666633. That's 02021666633. There's a statement from the Ghana Institute of Journalism. It's a media release Sunday, December 2, 2018. That's what is stated. I read for you, gentlemen. GIJ is open and proceeds with exam. The Ghana Institute of Journalism wishes to assure all students and the general public that GIJ is open and will continue its end of semester examinations as scheduled for Monday, December 3. Students who have paid their fees and registered are eligible to take part in the exam. These include students who face challenges with registration online and were assisted by the Academic Affairs Department to register. However, management is eager to consider any students who paid the required fees by November 21st deadline and have been unable to register online for any reason. Like most universities, students are required to pay fees and register at the beginning of the semester to be able to participate in lectures and examinations. The academic year, the management offered students the opportunity to settle their fees by extending the period several times from the end of September to October and finally to November 21, 2018. For proper planning of university operations and administration, registration cannot be extended beyond November 21. It has been the practice of GIJ and is still. The first-year students are required to pay a minimum of 80% of the fees in the first semester by a due date, while continuing students pay 60% of their fees. The remaining fees are paid in the second semester. On Sunday, December 2, the student protest and tense atmosphere on campus led management to roll, calling the police to maintain law and order, and the examinations scheduled for Sunday were suspended. However, from Monday, December 3, the remaining examinations will come on as planned. Therefore, students who have paid their fees and are duly registered are required to take their examinations as scheduled on the examination timetable. Any registered student who is eligible to write the exam but fails to present him or herself for the examinations does so at their own risk. And this is signed by Nanekia Achima Bedu, Head of Public Affairs Office, signed there. Yesterday, I'm sure, gentlemen, you heard about what happened. No, we have moved on. I'm sorry. We can't spend all the time talking. We can't do equalization anymore.
I'm not equalizing, but when it comes to my power, I have one thing
it's okay. So, well, I will be timing you. Yesterday, we heard what happened at the GIJ. I felt it was unfortunate. I don't know what you think. I'll start with you.
I think just before then, I'll use 1 second. Surprisingly, my brother said it was contribution to social pact. Seriously, I'm surprised. Probably his understanding of social democracy is different from what I do. Because, my brother, social staff are meant for poor people to create redistribution and back on pro-poor policies, contributing to President Mahama's cause. That is contribute to social pact. Well, Ghanaians are watching and listening, so I won't go in there. In any case, I haven't lied. The facts are there.
Okay.
I think one day let's bring
talk about GIJ.
Comparable parameters and see whether former President Mahama managed this country or not. They are there from primary macro, secondary macro, pro policy. They are all there, so one cannot lie about it. These are factual issues.
Great.
These are the statistics. Coming to the school, I seriously don't know what has actually caused that.
Okay, I was reading into the statement where you were bantering with Sweden. The details were all in there.
I'm saying that whether they were for good cause or bad cause,
okay,
the consequence is not the best thing.
Okay.
I'm a motivist by nature.
Okay.
I'm not a consequentialist. But when it comes to these things, I think here the consequentialist policy or rule or direction must be given precedence over all other factors. The fact that there is sort of termination or interruption in such an institution's academic work means a big blow to the society. Because look, all over the world, Sunimi or my brother here and myself, we are all doing this because we want Ghana to move forward. And for Ghana to move forward all over the world, there's one attainment goal attainment. That is long-term economic growth and stability. And before you can do that, two main factors, productivity and then labor force. Labor force, you talk about the skill component. And education and health are the bedrock. So anything that will create disruption, anything that will make sure that education and health policies or exercises or institutions are actually, put on hold. It is not agreeing well. One, it's actually impairing productivity as a country. Two, it can affect our economic attainment goal or effort. You understand what I'm saying? So all that I'm saying is that because I don't really have the facts, the advice I will give to all stakeholders is that they must eschew all forms of behaviors that will prolong the closure or the interruption or the disruption of the academic activity on that campus. I'm just praying they resume as quickly as possible because it will not augur well. Some parents have paid for their school kids. These are future leaders. It's a major component within our socio-economic fiber or structure. And these are not things that can be entertained in our society. So I'm just advising that whichever way it is, they should sit around the table, they should judge, they should make sure that the students...
the school said they've extended the period for the deadline for payment on 3 or 4 occasions, and students still couldn't satisfy that requirement. Now the question comes up, do you think that our education is being commoditized or monetized to the extent that it no longer has become a right and Sweeney? And you yourself, you've been a Nooks person, just like Sweeney and myself. Is education a right in Ghana in the 21st century as we have?
I think progressively, gradually, because development is a process. You can remember some years back, from primary school, JHS, SHS, they were not even giving any concession in terms of talking about freedom, in terms of payment. F-Cube was put in place by the NDC. But after 8 years, they could not, MPP came and implemented. So kids began having some sort of free education from primary school JHS. Nanadu came, he has added SHS.
The troubles are still there in the basic school.
No, let me tell you something. All the issues they raise today, in terms of boarding house, in terms of chairs.
I'm not talking about free SHS, I'm talking about the basic school.
But tell me,
I do a lot of community work.
But tell me anywhere in the world, whether UK or America or any developed country or any country on the continent of Africa, that they have challenges with education or their policies. Let's not behave like things are always in their totality. Full thing. Things happen. You do review and adjustment. You move on. It's a process. You are developing. But even though there are problems, students that probably, but for this policy, will never ever have the chance to write their names, are going to write their names. And it's building a base for our future. That's what we're talking about.
The concept of schools and the trees, the basics of every school is the classroom and the teacher and the textbooks and the instruction, correct?
We've made a lot of progress.
Well, but if you still have children sitting on the trees, I won't count it as success, and I won't see that.
So can I ask you one question?
No, I don't answer questions.
No. Then I'm making my contributions.
Right.
What I'm saying is that we can't wait as a country for the next 10, 15 years to get all infrastructure in place before other kids would have created a pool of over 2 million young men that will never be in school. Can we talk about the tramadol they're talking about, the robbery, the teenage pregnancy? So I think we all have one goal. Okay. You, myself, NDC, and co. But there are alternatives in decision-making processes. And one of the best alternatives to make sure that as much as we are dealing with the infrastructure problem, we should make sure that all these children are in school. Because if we don't do that, by the time we finish infrastructure, the same people will rob this country and destroy this country. Okay. So I think now there are still challenges that we are trying to battle. Okay. But so far as Nanado's administration is concerned, the MPP fraternity is concerned, by the grace of God, inshallah, a time may come, a lot of young guys in our country today will not be found on the street.
How does does that relate to the GIJ?
No, you're asking me education. You ask no, boss. Okay. You are not being fair to me. You ask education in general. Okay. And I'm giving.
No. I asked about GIJ, and you decided to talk about free SHS.
Boss, you went. Don't do that. And then you mentioned talk about that, and you said, "Is education right? Is it going on in our country? Check. We can replay." Yes. No. So once you name education, I have to talk to you progressively how we are moving.
Stephen, hold on. Please. I asked about education being a right or a privilege, and I said,
so you talk about education.
Slow down, Stephen. Around this table, we have all had Nook's experience. Now I asked about that in GIJ because I thought that education is now being commoditized or monetized.
You said education, yes.
And then I went on to ask because if the extension had been given over 3-4 times and the students still couldn't make it, it means there's a problem of financing their education. That is when I asked, do you think
education
beautiful? And then you went on to talk about free SHS, and you mentioned F-cube.
Yes.
Correct? So that's how the education. So I have not been unfair to you.
No, I'm saying that because you say you did not mention education, but now you say you mentioned education.
Okay. Let's go to
North Fallow. We're talking about money in education. I'm talking about progressively that money issue is being solved by the MPP fraternity. And I think it's a fair answer.
No, you have your take.
I'm just hoping that you won't tell me. We don't have time and we're wrapping up.
Welcome back. Thank you very much. Let's hear the messages.
Yeah, let's get some opinions from our viewers. And Sofo Yamusa in Google, he's saying it's welcoming to hear that Justice Government report on the...
Okay, so we will get back to you shortly. So you need to take a bite on this particular issue.
Yeah, just quickly, just like my brother did, I also like to take on a few residual matters. First of all, Captain Koda, we all know where he came from, but he didn't have a problem working for the NDC and still, the MPP and still working for the MPP. So I'm surprised my brother all of a sudden has developed this holier than thou attitude of ensuring that our military men, whether retired or don't get. I'm just surprised, but that's by the way. He talks about the inflation of the cost of projects that the NDC did, because obviously after 2 years they have no project to boast about, but they have the state power.
We have a lot.
They have the state power that they can use to retrieve the inflated cost. But what are we seeing? It is not their interest.
Let's go to GIJ.
Then he talks about socialism. I'll go to GIJ just like
he did. We don't have
under
time.
1 minute. You see, you talk about education. You talk about socialism, and you think that expanding education, expanding health, expanding transportation is not part of socialism. Then you will have to redefine socialism. Then he talks about F-cube.
That's what he said.
F-cube, and he says the NDC could not do it in 8 years. Go and read the constitution. F-cube was supposed to be implemented 10 years after the introduction of the 1992 constitution.
Within 10 years.
Let's talk about GIJ.
So
let's talk about GIJ.
To GIJ.
Stephen, allow
Can you imagine? Because you said the indecent, the indecency.
I just apologize that you lied to Ghanaians right now. You said after 10 years, but it's within.
Stephen, allow him, please.
So say you're sorry.
Stephen, allow him, please.
There's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry to Ghanaians.
So within 10 years, by the time the NDC left power, it was within 10 years. Is that not what I said? Because the NDC did 8 years. The NDC laid the building block.
What is your take on the GIJ?
The infrastructure.
Honorable Member of Parliament for Tamale North.
But you see, on GIJ, Johnny, I am a product of the JSS, so I know what the NDC did when we're in school.
Honorable, let's hear your thoughts. Our time is far gone.
But on GIJ, quickly, I think that, once again, it is the example of how hard things are. You can't run away from it. It is an example of how hard things are. Whether people are in school or people are going to shop in the markets, they are faced with that harsh economic reality. It's only my brother and his friends who are not experiencing it. But generally, I don't think the school administration should have been that harsh, because we all know the circumstances under which we live. So if, for example, people have struggled to make payments, you don't have to, burden them with other pre-qualifications before they write their exams. Yes, they may not have paid on time. That is why there are usually penalties. But the penalty should not result in they forfeiting the exams and having to repeat one whole year. Okay. When they have not had the money to pay for a semester fees, and you want to give them an additional year, that is just additional cost. And I think that the school authorities should also be a bit reasonable in handling some of these things, understanding that we are operating in a very harsh economic reality.
Thank you very much.
As for the training colleges and whether they are paying their allowances or not, those in school know what the truth is. You can do all the propaganda. The reality is what will expose you.
How is that connected to this one? Okay. Anyway, thank you very much. The Honorable Alassane Suhuyini is the Member of Parliament for Tamale North. He's joined us on behalf of the NDC, and Stephen Amoah is the boss at Maslock. He's spoken here on behalf of the MPP. Steve, thank you very much. Yes.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Suhuyini, let's shake hands. Yes. Brothers, shake hands. We'll see you after the break with sports and more.
Hello, good morning, welcome back. You're still watching Newday, and I'm Nwang Falong. Like many people, I've been wondering how to make my Christmas holidays more exciting. If you're just like me, well, wonder no more. Vodafone says they are here for you. And in the studio with me is the fixed products manager from Vodafone. He's called George Aban, and he's going to be telling you exactly how Vodafone intends to make your Christmas more exciting. Mr. George Aban, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Tell me about this package. What is it Vodafone is offering us?
So, well, I think at Vodafone, we all know we are the largest broadband provider in Ghana. Yeah, across Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, and almost everywhere in Ghana. Every year around this time, we see it as an opportunity to say thank you to all our customers across the country. And the way we do it is by providing families and everybody on the fixed broadband service an opportunity to get unlimited internet for 30 days. So essentially what we're saying is that between now and end of December, any customer on fixed broadband who pays 2 months or more will get unlimited internet and a bunch of amazing gifts from so many things we have on offer.
So when I subscribe to this offer, what exactly does it give me as a consumer in terms of data and calls? Okay,
so if you pay 2 months, you're getting unlimited internet for 30 days, basically you can do anything you want during the period. Stream as much as you want, watch as much movies as you want, or basically invite the family over and enjoy as much internet. However, anybody who pays 3 months or more, we have a bunch of exciting gifts. We have a bunch of home appliances from Electroland that we are giving away for people who pay 3 months or more. We also have an IPTV box that comes with 1 month Netflix access. We also have shopping vouchers, fuel vouchers, and so many exciting rewards that we are giving away this season.
It sounds very exciting. If I want to subscribe to this promotion, how do I go about it on my phone? I pick up my phone, what do I do next?
So because fixed broadband is a home service, so this is a service that provides internet to the entire family by just subscribing, by just connecting the service to any Vodafone telephone line you see in your area. The way people can pay for it is via Vodafone Cash or to visit any of our retail shops or online. We have a bunch of payment service partners that we've partnered with that you can make the payments through. All you need to do is to pay 2 months or more of your existing package or subscribe to Vodafone fixed broadband or fiber broadband during the season, and then you can enjoy this offer.
If I have a previous promotion, if a customer is running on a different promotion, can they run both together?
For this season, if you subscribe to this offer, this is the promo you'll be on for the rest of the season for 30 days. And then you can pay once again if you want to enjoy the unlimited offer for another 30 days, as long as it's within now and 31st of December.
And let's say I have more questions, so I need to know the process in detail. Where can I go to find out?
We have a single source of truth for all our fixed broadband customers, which is fbb.vodafone.com.gh, which is fixed broadband, so fbb
www.vodafone.com.gh. We have all the information around the promo about our fixed broadband services and any other products that we launch. So customers can visit the website and get more information.
Thank you so much, Mr. George Aban. So that's it for you. Vodafone has a great offer waiting for you this Christmas. Vodafone is saying, are you ready? Now, we're going to go over to GIJ, where my colleague Godfrey Tanam is waiting. Godfrey Tanam is going to bring us an update on the situation at Ghana Institute of Journalism.
Nyaha makhenyo nuko. Niko gama shihi. Eko gama biahi. Gama kusun ahi. Game ni femo hi. Game akuche ahi. Ke game asusumai. Susumale hehia ojugba. Ehehia ni akrale ojugba. Bepile beme sumona me shwe susumale hiashi ni amefiole ni seni ani shinshida ahanumo ke ha klamanye ke webi le eke chababa le ewa na keke ni wana mishe eku.
You're still watching Newday, and we continue with our update on the Ghana Institute of Journalism and the situation there this morning. My colleague Godfrey Tanam is on the ground, and he's going to join us with updates from the situation. Hello, Godfrey.
Live here in the office of the rector of the Ghana Institute of Journalism, Professor Kwanzaa Edu, and we're going to find out from him some of the issues that have been raised here at the Institute for the inability of some students to write their exams yesterday. Good morning, sir, and welcome to TV3's Newday.
Good morning. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
So, Trista, well, let's find out this way. Some students have paid their fees, and not all actually, and then the argument is that no matter what it is, they will pay their fees, but they were disallowed from writing their exams. Is it not fair to argue in that direction that they will pay? Why don't you allow them to write?
Let me debunk that argument that if they have paid some, it means that they will pay. First of all, I have heard reports about students insisting or saying that they have been asked to pay all of their fees, which is not true. The arrangement has always been first-year students pay 80% in semester 1 by the due date of semester 1, and the remaining 20% by the due date of semester 2. For continuing students, they pay 60% by the due date and 40% by the due date in semester 1 and 40% by the due date in semester 2. So, the arrangement is this. Once you pay the required amount, and that might vary from student to student. The weekend students have a slightly different fee structure, and also because the arrangement is that the fee that you start paying from first year is what you pay right through to the end of your degree. There are some that might be paying an average of 2,500, for example, and some that might be paying 2,000. So, for continuing students, all we are asking is this: the arrangement that they have agreed to from the beginning, which has been in place all these years, 60% is what you pay. Now, some might argue they have paid, and I don't actually know what figures they are talking about, whether it's 1%, 10%, 2%, whatever it is. But the issue is this. Historically, there are some that actually never get around to paying. There are loads of certificates lying around of students who have completed GIJ and haven't paid their fees. So they haven't been issued their giving their certificates. They haven't come back for the certificate. In the meantime, they have come here. We have put arrangements in place. They have sat in our classrooms. We have had lecturers teach them. We have had people mark their exams. We have done all of those things that you do for every student. And yet, the final thing, the money hasn't been paid for. How long can we continue to run an institution like that? There are students who don't pay. My understanding, last semester I wasn't here, but my understanding is this. Every semester, this actually happens. This is not the first time. They go around first, second, third day of exams. They insist that if you haven't paid, we won't let you write the exam. And they don't let them write the exam. And then they make all sorts of undertakings. They write things, they go for lectures, they go to lectures to guarantee and all of those things. And then they're allowed to write the exam. And then they don't pay. My understanding, as I said, is that last semester they asked them to do written undertakings. They have done those things, but most of them haven't paid. So that argument that if you let them, whether they have paid some or not, if you let them write, they will come and pay, actually it's not tenable. In the most part, it's not. But also, we need to make arrangements for these things. If you are not paying your fees, how are we supposed to make those arrangements? Print examination booklets, print exam questions, find invigilators, get markers, prepare the exam results and all of those things. It is the money, the academic facility user fees that students pay that we used to do all these things.
Some students have, according to them, they are paying through GetFund, and GetFund has written to you telling you that they are going to pay the fees, and they've still not been allowed to pay, write the exams.
GetFund doesn't deal with us directly. GetFund gives the money to the students. So, what is the guarantee that if the students get the money, we are going to get it? And the student that says, well, GetFund will pay. How different is that student from someone who says, my great-grandfather is expecting their paycheck, or my father is expecting their paycheck at the end of next month, or my Christmas bonus, when I get it, I will pay. Once we try to get into the nitty-gritty of how people actually pay, we are muddying the arguments. Before students come here, they are given admission letters that states how much fees they are going to pay. And they agree. They sign an agreement that we accept this offer. This is what we are going to do. Then they come here, and then they start muddying the waters. It is an agreement. We will pay these fees in this order. That's just what they should do.
Are we considering the...
And that's the update from the Ghana Institute of Journalism, where students and management have presently reached a compromise and exams will continue as scheduled. Welcome back. Still on Newday now. Names such as Light-Off, signing of checks, teardrops, rice, Humba and coffee beads are all interesting names given to beads by the youth of today. It is the case that they have rediscovered their cultural heritage and yearning for traditional beads, or are we in the period of Sankofa? Our reporter Gifty Ami Uzokui takes us through the exciting story of beads and how the business is booming.
Decades ago, wearing beads for a female child at birth portrayed a well-rounded shape for her waist. It also projected her to be more attractive and good-looking at the adolescent stage. Beads have played an enormous role in the culture, fashion, economy, and also in the artistic expression of the African people. Beads continue to play a role in many traditional rites and ceremonies such as coming of age, circumcision, marriage, burial, and local festivals. But for some time now, the wearing of beads seems to have declined due to modernity, not until recently when it has again become the toast of Ghanaians. Using beads as jewelry and its accessories have become a way of life for most Ghanaians. The uniqueness beads possess in adding meaning to modern fashion has helped a great deal to ensuring that bead making has now found its rightful place in the creative industry, with many businesses springing up in many parts of the country. Some wear it around their necks and other parts of their body. Bead wearing also becoming a form of clothing and used in making handbags. It is often said that the wearing of beads make women more attractive and appealing to the opposite sex. Beads are mostly produced from recycled materials such as broken glass bottles, stones, oyster shells, and plastics. At a local market in the Central Business District of Accra, people from all walks of life visit the market to buy beads for one reason or the other. Sandra Opong, who has been trading in beads for the past 5 years, sells raw materials for those making the beads to purchase. She was disturbed business has not been lucrative.
Business was booming. It was really good, but now, as you can see, there's no one here. It used to be good before now.
Patience Asiedu, a bead maker, recalled that she some people ready to marry were those who purchased the beads.
I started this business 15 years. That time now accessories and there's some 2 years back, na business it cost so fine. It cost so fine na dollar ni naira no so okay for us.
I have been in this business for 15 years now. Business used to be very lucrative then, when the dollar and the naira were stable. But in recent times, business has been slow.
Abuna Maku, who began the business 3 years ago, says it has not been too lucrative lately.
Yes, starting, now to me, marketing in the Abashi show cost. I feel Nana. Girls, I started business minting and we are there. But I say, and I say, be a year, and I face system no sumo I didn't crack into my business now above for.
When we started, it was quite good since the youth embraced the business. But now everybody is doing it. And due to financial challenges, the system has slacked behind, especially this current year.
Beads have over the years morphed to become a luxury brand for export. For over 5 years now, Adubia Jensen has been transforming ordinary beads into luxury bags for exports.
From a very tender age, I've loved to design and just create fashion accessories and clothing. But moving forward many years, I just decided that when I returned to Ghana, I'd like to create a brand or to start a company focusing mainly on designing fashion accessories and clothing line. So with Adubia Jensen, I actually got the idea of designing handbags made out of beads a few years ago.
According to her, to transform beads into a luxurious product, one needs to be detailed, oriented, and rely on a skilled labor force. As with any startup, Adubia Jensen's designs have faced several challenges, with access to financial support being the most difficult hurdle.
One of the challenges you find because you want to grow quickly is sometimes lack of funding. Lack of funding has actually held me back from being bigger than what we are today. However, I sincerely believe this is also one of the kind of, can I say, as you heard me describe earlier, to be a very good bead weaver takes a very long time. So yes, we could speed up the process of becoming an expert bead weaver. If we had the financial backing, it would help, because we'll be able to have a big workshop and all those things, which we are still managing, on a smaller scale at the moment. So we are growing organically. So funding, I've used all my own resources to grow the brand, and I think the funding would have helped, because we would have been able to employ more staff much quicker, be able to have more shops much quicker. But I believe we are on the precipice of, really expanding.
Bags made from beads are not only the toast of Ghanaians, but foreign nationals have come to see them as a must-have. During the visit to the Prince of Wales and the wife of the Chiefs of Cambridge, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Etu gave as a gift a beaded bag from the Adubia Jensen's brand. Traders and makers of beads have expressed concern that just as most sectors in Ghana have been affected by cheap and low-quality imports from countries such as China, which have flooded the markets, the bead industry is no exception. Cheap and low-quality imports from Asian countries, traders complain, is seriously hurting the local bead business.
Well, certainly a world of opportunity there in bead making. You're still watching a Newday. We'll go for a break. When we come back, stay with us. Newday continues.
Enjoy unlimited browsing on Vodafone fixed broadband for 30 days in the unlimited Christmas promo. Simply pay for your fixed broadband 2 months or more in advance and get 1 month of unlimited internet access.
I feel way there. No, darling. Christmas without Vodafone fixed broadband. Is that one to a Christmas?
Put my head to my toe. Yeah. The moment I step in the street, everybody for no. Look sharp, yeah. See the swagger for show. Look sharp. My look and you see, say maybe so out of road.
Freckle Spray Starch makes ironing easier and faster. There's no clogging and it protects your fabric from stains. Fresh smell, big can, and you go use them, sir. See the difference. Freckle Spray Starch. Look sharp.
Hi, as a brand ambassador, it gets better if I shop with you. The 82 inches Ultra HD TV. Madam, how can you use this? This is not a phone, this is a bombelet. They can give you tetanus. This is why we have brand new, beautiful, exclusive phones. Have a look. Look at it, fresh and amazing after sales service. So of course, as a brand sales person, I recommend our laptops to you. That is how it is at CompuGhana. Once you shop here, we'll put a smile on your face and good after-sales service. So anytime you come in, look for me, the salesperson, no, the brand ambassador.
This is the end. With the ultimate goal of rejuvenating the hopes of most frustrated candidates, Ideal College can still say with a permissible pride that indeed we have succeeded in restoring smiles back to the faces of most frustrated candidates. Are you still battling with maths and science? Have you failed in any of your WASSCE subjects? Do you want to enroll your ward into an intensive vacation class? I recommend Ideal College. I recommend a pre-SHS class that will give your ward the necessary orientation before admission into senior high school. Do you want to sit for SAT, TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, Cambridge O and A level? Are you looking for scholarship opportunities to travel outside and study? I recommend Ideal College. We run both morning, evening.
But you know that 10% of the world's population lives with disability. What are we doing to ensure equality and inclusiveness? I am joined in the studio by Adam Abdul Wahab. He's a member of the Ghana Federation of Disability Organizations. I'm also joined by Safia Musa from Star Ghana. They're going to give us more details on the way forward in ensuring equality and inclusiveness where people living with disabilities are concerned. So 12 years after the passage of the bill, would you say, Adam, this is to you, would you say there has been any improvement in the lives of people living with disabilities?
Okay, thank you very much for this question. I will use this opportunity to greet anyone watching us. For me, as far as we are concerned as a federation, I can say that though an attempt has been made for something to be done, but we are never pleased with what has been done so far. Because if you look at the arts, Section 6 of the Acts actually provided for accessibility. And in our life of persons with disability, nothing can be possible without ensuring very effective accessibility. For example, coming to TV3, if I was using a wheelchair and there were no ramps for me to be able to use them, then it means I will be excluded. Now, the Act gave us a 10 years grace period that expired 2016, that is from 2006 to 2016. Then all buildings that are meant for public consumption should have been modified and made accessible to all persons with disabilities. But unfortunately, even the ministry, that is Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, under which disability issues fall, still remain inaccessible to persons with disability. So this tells us that even we are under that ministry, the ministry should have taken the lead to ensure that there is accessibility.
You think the ministry has not done enough?
The ministry has not done anything. As far as I am concerned, I can see zero.
There's also Section 29 of the same Act, which talks about reserving certain seats in transportation for people living with disabilities. We haven't. Has the implementation been encouraging? As
far as I am concerned, there is no provision in the Act that has been implemented as we are sitting here today. There are a lot of things, because even there is a provision in the Act that there should be free education for persons with disability, like children with disabilities. But that was very difficult for us to do as a country. But currently, we are comfortably running free education from nursery to secondary school. But we were not able to do that. And despite the free education, persons with disabilities still bear extra costs because they need to look for people to support them here and there. Some have to get people to watch for them and others. So for the arts, there is no any provision that I can say that this provision has been implemented. Healthcare, still a problem. Education, employment, accessibility, almost everything in the arts, there have not been encouragements at all in the process. You know, we ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, that is the 2007, and the convention actually requires us as a country to modify our existing laws and then also ensure that the coming laws should be in conformity with the Act and then with the convention. Mm-hmm. And the convention is very comprehensive enough that if it is implemented, we will actually have our environment very comfortable for persons with disabilities, as it is in the other countries like Switzerland, America, and other places.
Thank you so much, Adam. Now, Safia, you have been working with people living with disabilities for a while. You have a civil society movement. Why do you think some of these problems still persist?
It's a question that remains unanswered, and it's quite disappointing. Like you rightly mentioned, we have the Act, we have very strong legal provisions, and we have ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. Our problem has always been implementation of some of these provisions. I mean, the Act is so clear, the items on it. If we would commit as a country to implementing them gradually, 12 years today, we would have made a headway. Unfortunately, we passed it and then we went to sleep. Right. And what we fail to realize is that...
when you say gradual, where do we start from? Because there's employment, there's education, there's health, transport. Where do we start from so we can have a progressive implementation?
We need to start from somewhere. And I would admit that one of the provisions in the Act was the setting up of the National Council of Persons with Disability. That has been done. There's an executive director that has been appointed, an acting executive director, I think. That was one of the provisions. And that council was supposed to lead, you know, in the implementation of the Act in collaboration with the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. The council has come with its own challenges. It's not well resourced in terms of human capacity, in terms of funding and all of those. And so it starts with the commitment, the political will. We acknowledge that we are not all the same in our country. There are citizens who have special needs, and if we want to develop inclusively, we have to bring everybody along. We need to create the environment, the space for everybody to be able to participate fully. So as simple as making public buildings accessible is still a challenge. 10 years, there was a moratorium that after 10 years, existing buildings should be modified so that it became more disability friendly. That hasn't been done. And unfortunately, in the 10-year space to this date, new buildings coming up, including buildings by state institutions, they come up and they so flout the provisions. There's accessibility and buildings code. There are standards for those. And district assemblies, the ministries of highways, works and roads, and all of those are supposed to ensure that as contracts are given out, structures are put up, they're supposed to ensure that the basic standards are adhered to. We haven't done well to go back and modify the buildings that were there before the moratorium, and then the new ones that are coming up are further flouting them. It's really a cause for concern. And now movement, Star Ghana actually facilitated the formation of a civil society movement for social inclusion. Right. And this subject has been one of our greatest concerns, that we cannot continue to live this way. We cannot continue to move on and then leave a chunk of our population behind. And that is why today we are taking to the streets. DFD is one of the conveners of the movement. And Wahab and others are going out on the street. We are supporting them. And we want to remind government that a commitment was made 12 years ago, and that it's about time we stood up. It's about time we show the commitment and ensure that the right things are done.
That was Safia from Star Ghana, and she's reminding government 12 years after the passage of 715, it's time to sit up and ensure inclusive and equality for people living with disabilities. Missions is sponsored by Star Ghana, Danida, UK Aid, and the European Union.
Monday morning, we're having a lot of fun. We're starting your day right for you so you get out there and win. Let me say happy birthday to you, Reverend Palgrave Boachi Dankwa. It's your birthday today. If it's your birthday as well, happy birthday. We've got it fun and lively for you now. Yesterday was the Cuisines Night on GMB 2018. Our 4 finalists dazzled with brilliance. They brought their A game on, bringing us their local dishes and drinks, and I had a lot to eat along with Kwame Jokoto. This morning, they've joined us here. Afra, Abuna, Ohima, and Wegia. Ladies, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, and I'm sure you're wondering the lady in sweet blue. That's their chaperone, Nancy Vok. Nancy, how are you doing?
Very well, thank
Great.
you, John.
The day after the queen of the kitchen was identified, what's on your mind, ladies? We'll start with you.
Yesterday was an awesome night.
Okay.
Though I brought up indigenous food from my region, I also got to learn certain food from my other contestants here. And
right.
It was awesome. It was.
You did know Afra?
Yes.
Okay, that's important, or that's not?
Yeah, that's what.
That's a digital important. Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay, I see. And what was it for you yesterday?
It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
I saw my mother, she was around.
Okay. You missed your mom, didn't you?
A lot. We learned a lot of things, as Wekia said. Different foods from the other regions.
I see.
I learned Ofam from.
Ofam? Okay.
Abena.
I enjoyed Ofam, I enjoyed Tubani, I enjoyed Akanche, I enjoyed Asobaire. yeah, and Nkuto Fanta. Abena, so you won the Queen of the Kitchen, was it?
Yes.
Right. With what did you win?
With Ofam.
Okay. And
so, you want me to tell you how I did it?
No. We don't have a lot of time to talk about how you did it. But you won with a farm.
Yes.
Ohima, what was your steak yesterday?
My steak?
Yeah. What was there yesterday? On your menu?
Akanche and then asobaire. And then snow kebab and mushroom kebab.
Nancy, how are they getting ready for the grand finale? You've been with them 13, 14 weeks.
Yes.
Are they ready?
Yes, from where I sit, I think they're ready.
Okay.
They've been through the works. We've seen them show us what they're made of in terms of their cultures, from where they hail from in Ghana. They've shown us their dances. They've spoken to us about, different ceremonies that are performed in their home regions.
Right.
they have exhibited their culinary abilities last night. So we've seen quite a bit, and we're looking forward to what they're going to show us for the finals. All of the girls have projects that they're very passionate about, and they will show us and let us know what they intend to do with the prestigious crown and platform as Ghana's Most Beautiful.
I have just a few minutes left. I give each one of you a minute each. I'll start with you, Ohima. Tell me, what are we to expect on Sunday from you, the 9th of December, when we gather at the National Theatre, and what project are you doing? 1 minute for each.
Okay, so my project is on youth invocation.
Youth invocation.
Yes.
I see.
I believe we can curb the issue of unemployment if we create vocations or the employment for ourselves. So I want to advocate for youth to involve themselves in vocations to create their own employment. And then on 9th December, just as my sister said, I'm Payebeja. So buy your tickets and then keep voting on him to win the crown.
You've been star performer for how many weeks?
3
weeks, and so you're hoping to claim the crown.
Hopefully.
Okay, Abena, what are we expecting with project? And
so my project is on HIV. I'm campaigning against HIV. Just like in other countries, HIV is also present in Ghana. Unfortunately for us, 2014, we had the highest rate.
Prevalent rate.
I want to campaign against HIV in my region to help reduce the prevalence in my region.
What are we to expect from you on Sunday?
On Sunday, that's 9th of December, I've actually given out my best during the previous weeks, but they should expect something better.
Something better. Okay. Afra, you?
Okay, so on my project, it's about a Happy Child project, and it has to do with making the educational space interesting for students to go to school, not to see education as punitive, as some of us did previously. And then when it comes to finals, it's going to be massive. Everything, the performance is going to be on point. And so they should be around.
Okay, you have the final word for me, quickly.
Read with me.
Read with me.
Yeah, it's
okay, interesting.
I've come to realize that in Ghana, especially, let me say Africa as a whole, we don't like reading, and it's making our minds so shallow. School children, we don't. You meet a child and he or she can't read and comprehend. All right. So my project is on. I want to create.
Read with me.
Yes, I want to create reading clubs in basic school.
And what are we to expect on Sunday?
The best. Yeah, yet
the
to
best.
see. The best.
Okay, we're bragging about the best. I've seen the car out there. We'll show you the car shortly. One of them will be driving it after Sunday. We'll be wearing the crown. We'll have the cash prize to go along with, and with the networking opportunities. Ladies, here we dance. We're going to get up. Coco's going to put up a song for us. We'll see you tomorrow. But know that if you can think it and your heart can believe it, only you can achieve it. My name is Johnny Hughes on behalf of the rest of the team. See you tomorrow. Push up the song. Push up.